Hi, I am Roxy. I am here to ask you to do something for Steve6464. Can you watch as much of the video that you can? Then before you leave a comment. Make it a critique, a constructive criticism. Thanks. Oh, he's about to start. Bye.
Foxtrot Delta Tango. Foxtrot Delta Tango. Okay, the sound ain't that bad. Let me know if it needs to be lowered, raised, if I start to mumble. So hi, I am Steve6464. This is season 13 of Let's Build This, part 8 of building a 15 or finishing a 15-year-old project. And before we get into it, let's review last week. Foxtrot Delta Tango. Alright, that's not too bad. What light is this? This? Yeah. Alright, that's out of the way. Let's switch scenes and get our cameras set up. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is tape down this cardstock, draw an X in the middle, use that to aim the cameras. And how is everyone today? Are you, those who celebrate, are you ready for Christmas yet? I still have a few things to wrap. Draw my X in the center here. Aim our cameras. If you suffer from vertigo or epilepsy, you might want to close your eyes, especially when we get to the big camera. seems to be about middle there. Let me get the main camera here set up generally approximately, then I'll open the lens cap. Alright, and maybe that won't be so bouncy then. Okay, we were kind of close. That appears to be about middle. And again, if you're watching, please just say hi. You don't have to participate in the conversation, but it would be nice if I knew you were here. If you're viewing this in the future, just so I know that you're here, if you could type hi in the comments, that would be great. So I had to reboot is when I tried to open the second tab for YouTube. I have one tab open and logged onto my actual, the stream, and then I open up another tab for the get to the streaming software. And when I tried opening that one, the screen just went white, and it would never, the tab or the page would never fully load. So I decided to reboot, and that stalled. So I had to turn it off and turn it back on again. So that's why I am really, really late, and not just a little late. Alright, so last week we worked on attaching these parts to the landing gear, these plastic decorative parts. And I didn't get any glue where I shouldn't, because this still rolls freely. And we worked on attaching these cardboard pieces. So I think what we're going to do today is finish the landing gear. Which means I need to find the pieces. And here's hoping they're in the box, because I don't see them on the table. Instructions. Parts. the rubber motor, extra balsa wood, decals, tissue paper for the skin, and yeah, I don't see the landing gear. Okay. So where might they have gone? Let's hang this up. Here, get out of the way. Get some of this stuff out of the way. And just do a general cleanup. Put this stuff back. Put this back. This is all the stuff for the second wing, the top wing. And I know I had it last week because we were looking at it. Rudder, elevator, sandpaper. Was using this table to wrap gifts. Okay, I'm gonna be not just mad, but embarrassed. Here they are. Okay. All right. Looks like I need to file the little extra glue. Okay, didn't I put my stuff away properly last week? I got my small files. What did I do with my big one? Alright kids, let this be a lesson to you. Make sure you put everything away. Here it is. Or better yet, before you start the stream, give yourself enough time before you start the stream to get everything set up. That looks pretty good, that one. Let's clean this one up. Yeah, see this one, hitting the metal rod wire, I suppose, as I didn't quite get that in the right spot. So I hope that doesn't cause a big problem putting everything on. Just trying to get the excess glue so there's no bump, so it's smooth, so it looks like it's the original piece is where it's supposed to be. Okay, and seeing this is symmetrical, it doesn't matter if it goes this way or this way, as long as the two sides are the same. Alright, let me get some clamps to keep this wheels from moving. And my glue. I'm going to use the plastic bottle glue on this. Alright. Hold this in place. The question is going to be, I think what I'm going to do is glue these pieces onto the fuselage first. But now I got it. Now it's going to make a difference. Because do they go this way or do they go this way? Right. So let's find instructions. Okay. So here we go. Front of the fuselage is K3. K5, the back is K6, and I did mark these K5, K6, so they go like this. Right, if I get them in. I never did find those blades that catapulted out of the container from last week. So if you're ever in my office, you may not want to go be barefooted until you've asked me if I found those things. what did I say? K5 is in the front. K5 is in the front. Those. This is why you always dry clamp. This is why you always practice before you start the glue. So you know what you are doing. Okay. That's one practice one in. Well, that one went easier. Maybe this one is better built than this one. Alright, and then we will take, well, we no longer need the clamps. Then we will take this, right, and lay it in there like that. Alright, and then once everything is dry, we will worry about the wire supports. Alright, that fit better the first time. Alright, so we have some filing work to do on the landing gear. So let's set the fuselage aside. And, oh yeah, this will fit. Oh, we're filing. Damn it. Okay. Set that aside. Bring back our fuselage carefully. And drop the landing gear in on it. Again. I'm just worried. I mean, that is not symmetric. Right. It is leaning this way. We kind of want it centered. So how do we fix that? Oh, that's not even in the slot. Did that fix it? Yeah, making sure that was in the slot, although I seem to fix it. I don't know what camera to show it to. Alright, and do I need, I probably should put some pressure. So I wonder, I'm thinking of tying it, and if I tie it and slightly push it, I don't really think it needs to go one way or the other. It just needs pressure. Alright, take this apart, pull these out, and get some string. Get my handy dandy Swiss Army knife. Get the scissors and cut this. Right. To get this string through we gotta get it from here to here. And I think if I tie it or tape it to one of these rods, I always seem to pull out too much. There we go. Alright, let's turn this back over. Put our strings somewhere so they don't fall off or pull out. better yet. Let's clamp them. That way they're out of the way. Alright, but they're not going to disappear on us. Let's load up our plastic cement glue. The notches with our glue. Insert the landing gear all the way in. And I was looking for my toothpicks during the week. Oh, here they are. They made it back into the toolbox. A little extra glue on the outside edge. A little glue on those notches. I want a little more than that. And put our wheels on. Yeah, that looks pretty. As centered as it can get. Unclip our ends of our string. You know what? I do want it to go just a little bit this way, so I think having the string on this side of that center rib might not be helpful. Alright, that could have been way harder. Alright, tie this. I think I had the best result when I finished the knot. But I don't think pencil trick is going to work. Well, maybe it might. No, it's not, because the wheel's in the way. So let's try a toothpick. Okay, twist the toothpick tight. Clamp it. Oops, fix that in a sec. Maybe we need to put a little pressure this way. So as the wheels roll free, no, that's putting some sideway pressure is not going to do us any favors. Add a little glue to these corners. Alright. Well, that's done. And set this aside to dry. So what do we have left? This is probably the last thing we do. Extra balsa wood, don't need that. Now we have this piece to cut out. I think this is for the windshield. The propeller, that's for when you're just doing for display. These cardboard things I have not seen in the instructions. This is not useful. Okay. Don't know why that keeps getting in the... Alright, I think some of this stuff is to be used if you were going to use a gas motor. A little glow plug motor. Decals. Very last thing are the decals. Alright, we have our pilot, which we did some touch-up glue on. We have the machine guns, which I think we also did some touch-up glue on that need filing. This and this will eventually go like this. It's one of the last things we'll do. I keep seeing all these extra parts that I have no idea where they go. Alright. Stuff for finishing it. So I think we will work on the acetate for the window, and there's supposed to be some skylights in the top wing, which I think that's what that's for. Or is this the acetate that's for that? Either case, it looks like they could use a little cleaning up. Alright, so set this aside. And let's save the filing for the end. So let's cut these pieces out. File and sand them up. Now this is going on the fuselage, so these edges we're going to have to get rid of too. And we're going to have to cut down the middle here. So let's do a rough cut with my scissors. Alright, let's see how well we can X-Acto blade separating the conjoined twins. There's a little groove there, and I even feel like I have slid out of the groove. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Alright, so now we need to get rid of the side. scissors and file would be the best. Excuse me. Okay. I think I'm going to try first the small set of files. Because it does have a rat's tail, a rounded blade, which might work nice on this interior. Might. So apparently it looks like YouTube has adopted an AI. I don't know whose or what version. But on the lower right, only on some of them, at least some of mine, is a little curvy diamond shape. Right? And if you click on it, it will allow you to ask the AI questions about my video stream. And if you can't think of any, it's already pre-generated some questions. So one of the questions, I was fooling around with this over the week. And one of the questions it asked was, what is up with the derp at the end of the stream? Well, that goes back a couple years now. I was viewing an MC Tune live stream, And I could have sworn I heard him suggest that people put together a derp song. And I thought he was going to do something similar to Mr. Sensible, where then, you know, Mr. Sensible did the 1 minute debunks. I thought he was then going to showcase these derp songs. So I put that together. And it's I got a few friends and acquaintances and family members. I asked them to say derp 5 times, 3 different ways. So there were 3 sets of 5 in each set. I asked them to change it up a bit. And then when I got it, I also then adjusted the tone and the speed. So I was like able to get 9 or 12 different versions of derp. People saying derp from each submission. So a lot of them, because I don't have that many friends or family, a lot of it was Windows narrator voices. So the derp refers to the derpiness that you find in a flat earth stream in their echo chamber. If you notice at the very start of that, I say something like, look, here comes an echo chamber of derp. And then it goes into the derp. And it's inspired by Joe Walsh, well, he's a rock star. You could say he's played. Started with the Eagles right around when they released Hotel California. He's had quite a fairly successful solo career. His album entitled, what the hell was that? It was the first album I ever bought for myself, and I can't remember the name of it. But seriously, folks, it's the album with Life's Been Good to Me, Indian Summer, At the Station, Life's Been Good to Me is the very last track on the album. And before the album ends, you hear Joe say, uh-oh, here comes a flock of wham-whams. And I guess everyone in the studio and in his band go wham, 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 wham. So that's what inspired the derp song. It's supposed to be reminiscent of a flock of dirt birds flying over. This way it only starts out with one and then slowly builds. But it turns out MC Toon wasn't, I just misunderstood him and he wasn't going to do what I thought I heard him do. So I thought it'd just be fun to put it at the end of my live stream. Especially seeing the first two live streams I did were kind of flat earth debunking things. So when I sign off and the derp song comes on, that's the genealogy behind that. Okay, there's a little lip here. There's a lip here and a lip here. It looks like this needs some filing. Do I want to switch over to sandpaper at this point? Well, probably not for the lips. Maybe. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I know, it's not the part that I said I wanted to sand. I do eventually, yes, I do eventually want to sand this. So, let's see if we can get rid of that lip. So after the Roxy intro, there is that Lego drop logo thing, which I created to be the opener when I was working on that Lego Ghostbusters Ecto 1 ambulance. That was quite a tedious project. I keep thinking I should update it for each different project. Something that better represents each project. But that was just so much work. So I can't sand this like I did this because of this edge here. I need to figure out Alright, I think this piece is done. Now we get to fight with that one. Okay, so what did I do? First I filed this, right? I think I filed it until I got tired of filing it because I didn't like the progress I was making. Realize I probably should be commentating on what I'm doing here. Or just filling in the dead space. But my brain don't work that way. I'm just trying to file and sand off the extra plastic so it sits nicely onto the frame of the fuselage. Okay, there's a little ridge here that I got rid of on this side. So I might as well get rid of it on this piece. Just looking for notches or ledges, I guess. Clean up ridges, maybe. Okay, I think we're done with that. I think what I want to do is clean off the plastic dust from sanding and filing off these things. The only thing I have is my screen cleaner. So if it's good enough for computer screen, it's got to be good enough for plastic parts, right? And if the landing gear is dry enough, or if we can work around it, might just glue these pieces onto the fuselage next. So let's see. So it seems, well, really don't know because it is tied down. So let's untie this. If it's still good, might as well save it. Okay. I knew when I started this that my computer desk was not going to be big enough for parts of this project. But they don't fall off. Let's see how it looks over here. Yeah. Seems fine. And what I usually like to do anyhow, once the glue dries but not set, is let it finish drying under slight stressful condition, under how it will be used condition. Alright, so these pieces go. Get some instructions out. That's not quite a good diagram. Maybe it's the best we'll have. Still no. Still no. I know I have 3 sections of instructions. There's the 3rd one. Let's see what we have on this. Well, this is the best we'll get. So they will go. Okay, so this is a square piece, and this is the round piece. Alright, so this will go on port. This one will go on starboard. Okay. Well, it almost sits flat. So it goes we gotta cut that part out. I do believe. Well, we'll see. Because this is hitting the wing. I think they wanted me to put this on before we put the wings on. So I think I'm going to find out that putting the skin on first and then doing all this other stuff. The skin on, then the plastic stuff on, then the wings and the elevator and rudder. So We'll trip over that bridge when we get to it. Scissors. There's a little ridge here too that we can get rid of them too. So rolling the sandpaper seems to be doing a pretty good job of getting in the curve. And we'll flatten it out, and we'll sand that lip down, that ridge. Okay, let's see how that looks. So it's getting there. quite a bit. I have like an 1/8 of an inch to take off. It's going to be a lot of sanding. So let's cut. I think I'm going to custom fit each side. Just because I got this one good doesn't mean the sizes and shapes and filing are going to be the same for the other one. So once we get port custom fitted, we can work on the starboard. I'm getting there. I think if I sand off or file off the ink, the Sharpie mark, we might be there. I think for the flat sanding, I'm going to get a new, or at least a non-rolled sheet. All right, let's see how to fit that piece. I think I just need to do a little bit right there. You also kind of want to keep it with a smooth line. So I do need to take a break from that area and just do the whole thing. Focus back on that area, do the whole thing. Yeah, I think that's what that's going to do. Alright, and then again, before I glue this, I'm going to sand this general area. Alright, so like we did port. Now let's work on starboard. How are we in time? It's almost 3. I know I started late because I had technical problems. My wife gets home soon from her second job, and I know she wants to go do stuff. So we'll just play it by ear. Because I know what my wife wants to do, and I know it doesn't have to be done. There's some wiggle room in the time. But I probably shouldn't go too much past the 3 o'clock. Okay. Now the other side. I don't know, this would be easier to see. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to do the similar trimming. Not as much, though, looks like. Not as much. I think just that. Again, I just want to sand this until the Sharpie line disappears. And we kind of want to keep it a smooth curve. We don't want to make it look like we've focused just on one spot. So even though I'm pretty much done here, got quite a bit more here, I occasionally want to stop this part and just smooth out the whole thing and then go back to the part I want to work on the most. While staying in the center of the camera so you can see. I suppose it probably won't show too much. Just a little lip there. Once you get all the glue and paint and whatnot, if it's an irregular shape. Alright, let's get the fuselage to see how that fits. What did I just break? Oh no. You know, that it's kind of put an abrupt end to well, I can still form that. I just can't. I just can't test fit it. That's way too much glue than what I needed. So let's get a little glue on that part. Oh, that's not nearly as broken as its counterpart over here. So let's get some glue. Hoping that we can get some glue into like the crack and not just around it. And let's get some glue on the end here. And oops, don't break it more, we're trying to fix it. Did I say let's don't break it more by trying to fix it? And what do? I break it more by trying to fix it. This is where you need 3 hands. Let's just get a little more glue on that splice. Fudge. All right. Let's set this aside, let it dry over the week. And this piece I was working on, I think I need to do a little more sanding on this part. But I'm not going to know how much, because I'm not going to be able to fit it on the fuselage until the glue has dried on the part that just broke. So it's 3:05. I'm at an hour 41. And I'm going to call it a day. We're done for today. So let's go back here, look at the camera and say thank you for staying with me this long. If you are watching in the future, thank you for making it this far. If you know someone that likes watching people do crafts, send them my way. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe. That'd be cool. For those of you who celebrate it, have a Merry Christmas. And be safe. Have a good day. Have a good day. Be safe. Be a friend to someone that needs a friend. And the last thing I have to say is,
look, an echo chamber of derp. Derp, 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 derp.
Derp, 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 derp.
Derp, 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 derp.
Gravity is not a force.
Einstein remains neutral.
Jerp, 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 jerp.